All right, new project, new project. All right, let's set up a new project here. Let's go to, was it Longclaw? I think I have it. Longclaw sword. And let's just do a save as right here. I'm just gonna do save as, save scene as. Gonna ASCII. I like using ASCIIs. I'm gonna go scene. Let's just call this longsword. There we go. And then let's, I believe I have a bunch of references for the sword. So let's take a look at this here. Make sure that I have enough for today. I can't wait to start sculpting this one. Can't wait to start sculpting this. This is going to be a fun kind of little sculpt to do in ZBrush. But today we're not going to be focusing on that. We're going to be focusing on getting the sword, the base shape of the sword down. And then we're going to, this is also going to be quite fun to do as well. Going to be a lot of learning for me, at least, on how I'm going to achieve this look. Again, probably going to be doing a bunch of sculpting. A lot of this detail here, I might, it looks like it could be just like a tiling texture of some sort, or a tiling normal map or something going down it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how I'm going to achieve some of this stuff, but my goal is to try and incorporate ZBrush as much as possible. So that'll be fun. All right, and this is going to be on my portfolio, going to be a portfolio piece. So, all right. So because I only have one monitor, I'm sorry I won't be able to see chat as well. So I'll check in on chat every once in a while. Let's get started here. So first and foremost, let's get my image plane in. So I'm just going to go into my front view, because that's the reference image is going to be in the front view. I'm going to go image plane, import image, and I'm going to put in this image here as my reference. There you have it. This also, I would love it to be in centimeters. So let me just make sure that my project settings and everything is correct. So this is currently in centimeters. If I change this to meters, you can tell that this sword is like really small. I don't know if, I mean, I can always scale this up, I guess, if it's incorrect. But yeah, it would be nice to set my grids and stuff like that properly. So let's see here. So length, let's say this is like 400 or 4,000 every 100, and then sub, let's go 2. Something like this. So now we have, this should be meters now, I believe. And then I can do sub grid lines. I'm going to make this like a red or something. So because this is in centimeters, if this is correct, if I make a cube, right, so that made me a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter cube. If I go 100, this should be 1 meter now. So this is 1 meter. So that's, yeah, so let's keep it at that. Cool. So obviously the sword is pretty small. I don't know what the history or too much of the history of longsword, or how long Longclaw is. Sword length, I guess. That's, or dimensions probably would have been better. Again, I'm kind of getting into the weeds of things here. It says 35 inches. I don't know, like blade length. So 45 inches. Let's see, what's 45 inches for those who aren't American? 45 inches to centimeters is so it's about a meter. Cool. So it's about a meter. So if I wanted to make this as accurate as possible, it would be somewhere, let's say something like that. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect again, but just as a good reference here. And I'm just gonna make a new layer here. I'm just gonna call this ref image, and then I'm gonna add selected to that, and then that way I can just make it a reference so I can't accidentally select it. I'm actually going to turn off the grid now. Go into here. I probably don't need the grid here as well. And let's just start modeling this stuff. So let's start off with a cube. Throw in a cube here. Gonna scale this up. Let's go to X-ray mode. Where's X-ray mode? X-ray mode, X-ray mode. Nope, that's wireframe. X-ray mode. Oh my god, to change this. There we go. This X-ray mode? X-ray mode, yep. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll also turn on, let's go into our modeling toolkit here. Gonna put what just happened. Let's move this into here. So modeling toolkit. So now I can turn on my symmetry. So let's go symmetry, let's go topology. This way, if I select something, let's go to symmetry topology. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Okay, object X, there we go. So this way, if I am so this way if I'm moving a vert, it's going to move the other one as well. I don't know what's going on here. This is acting all weird. Let's see. Okay, cool. And then what I'll do is I will start to make the shape of this blade as quickly as I can here. And then because of Go Z, I don't have to worry about my crease edges. So something like that. So I'm gonna add in some multi-cuts here. All right, I can't scale. Forget that when I'm in this mode, I can't scale. Again, I could just use these hotkeys as well. What's nice now, I think, from my last time I checked the VODs, is that you can actually see my hot menu now, which is nice. And I think, again, it might have been just a Windows 7 thing for when I was modeling at home. So it's good to know. So I'm just going to crash this through here. We're going to move this vert, make it nice and tight. And I'm going to be more accurate on the right side. So because you can tell that this image has a little bit of perspective on it. So I'm going to be just very, very accurate on the right, and then making this symmetry on the left. Okay, cool. So that's the blade there. Let me quickly see if there's any chat going on. Nope. Okay, cool. Okay, so now it's time to start adding in some more multi-cuts, and I'm going to add a multi-cut right here. And something had gone wrong here, it looks like. Oh, I have to make sure that I am also looking at all sides here. Yeah, so right now this blade is obviously quite large. So we're gonna have to, I'm gonna take the vertices at the bottom here. I'm gonna take these vertices and I'm going to put a soft select on. I'm gonna grow the soft select. I'm going to scale these in. Actually, let's just do this. Let's just do it. Just do it one at a time here. I could just use a taper as well. if I really wanted to, or use like a deformer or something. So this should be relatively close to each other. And I'm just gonna select these. Just gonna go something like that again. It's a blade, so it should be quite thin. So if I make it thin like this, now I can kind of use that as a measuring stick on how thick this should be. And I'm just going to thin this out. Hopefully this doesn't go inside out on me. There. Okay, so something that I'm noticing here is that, okay, so let me just let me go back to my layers here. Let me just turn this off. What had gone wrong here? So it looks like something, it didn't like something here. So I'm just going to delete this edge. I'm going to go to multi-cut. Hold on. I'm going to turn off symmetry actually, because right now it's throwing things off. So I'm just going to turn symmetry off. I'm just going to manually cut these edges here. Control Shift will make it like parallel like that, perfect like that. So just for those who need to figure that out, there you go. So now we kind of have this shape going on. Cool. So let's turn back on. Let's go back to attribute. No, let's go to channel layer editor. Go here. I'm gonna delete my history. Control Alt D. No, does that not do that anymore? I guess, is it Control Shift D? No. No, that is not what I wanted. Is it Alt Shift D? I know that they've made Alt Shift D. Alt Shift D. There we go. Okay. Okay, let me just take a sip here of. Cool. So I think the. All right. So let's go back to this view here, and what we're gonna do is we need to kind of make this sharp. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna add some creases here. I'm gonna crease that edge. Gonna crease this edge as well. Crease these bad boys, and then we're gonna crease these as well. Okay, so we're gonna crease these bad boys up, and then we'll also have to put in an edge, insert edge loop here. Hold on here. Let me just do the multi-cut tool and just snap to 50%. That's not 50%. That's definitely not 50%. That looks like 50%. There we go. Back then it used to pop up as like a percentage little window. Doesn't look like it does that anymore. That's okay. So now if I turn off my reference here and I have this creased, oh, it's the front view. I gotta go back to here. I should probably scale these in together. And then now that I have the other 50%, what I can do is I can just mirror. So just focus on one side and then just mirror the other side. so I'm not doing any extra work. And then that way I can just focus on that one side. So if we go here, I just nope, not accurate enough. So if I go something like this, see I missed a bunch. This is why it's such a pain in the butt. Okay, maybe I'll just do with symmetry on, because so symmetry, let's turn on symmetry. Let's move these two together. Yeah, might as well. Something like that. And then we'll move these verts together here. Switch here together. Scale them in. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we kind of have like this blade. I'm gonna Control-Shift-D. Okay. Now we need to do this part. So I need to turn symmetry Z on. So I need to go symmetry on the Z axis. I think I need to reselect it, which is kind of annoying, but it's okay. Yeah, so as long as I continuously select this, okay. So now if I shove this in more, I go 3. So right now 3 is going to make that look kind of bleh. So what I need to do is I need to either, I should probably just kill these faces here. So kill these faces, let's kill these faces here. So if I just delete those, now if I press 3, the blade should look decent. Right now it looks a little bit dull, as in like the blade doesn't look like it would cut anyone, obviously. So we're gonna need to, no, something's going on here. It looks like this and this needs to be, looks like these edges here are kind of like collapsing on each other. So something's definitely not right here. So let me just go back to 1. That's why. So let's move these out of the way here. There we go. Let's go 3. Should be something like that. Cool. Cool. Now okay, so let's look here. What's going on here? This looks kind of messy, but once you smooth it, it looks fine. I think what we want to do here is maybe move these two up on the y-axis here, just kind of give it a nice sharper kind of look like that. Let's look at the ref. Let's turn this to X-ray mode. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. So turn off X-ray mode. Let's make sure that we name this properly. Let's turn off my symmetry. And let's see. All right. So let's go to outliner. Let's call this the blade. And let's do a quick save here. I'm gonna have a little quick drink. Forgot to put my laptop battery in. Kind of important while I'm streaming. There we go. Let me just make sure that I'm actually streaming here, because I actually don't know. Yep, okay. Yep, I'm streaming. Cool. I guess I can always just check live. Oh, there we go. I can just check live. All right. Good to know, good to know. I'm gonna freeze these transformations. Oh. Oh. All of my hotkeys are not here anymore. So I don't know why. I normally have a freeze transformation, what's that called? Hotkey. But I guess I can always just make my own freeze transformation button there. Okay, cool. So now let's do, there's a couple things on here. So let's just do one of those little circle things. That's gonna be very, very simple. So let's go to the front, let's zoom out here. Let's turn off wireframe, don't really need that right now. I'm gonna get out of X-ray mode. Gonna make a cylinder. So polycylinder, scale this up a tad bit. And again, that's a pretty cool symbol. If I can get a really good, what's that called? Really good high-res reference of what that looks like, I will probably, what's that called? I'll probably sculpt it. Again, this is going to be going into my portfolio piece, so I do want to make this look pretty good. No, I'm assuming this is going to be on both sides. I'm assuming. Did I move this? I really hope not. Z-axis, nope, okay, perfect. And then let's scale this in a bit more, because I don't think that it would be that large. Let's just double check. Let's double check. Yeah, it looks like it's just like it's barely hovering over it, so that's kind of cool. Let's make a cap here. Let's make sure that Z symmetry is on. So symmetry, so that way we have both sides. Let's check to make sure that both sides are okay. So both sides are not working right now. Let's see. Huh. That's interesting. Let's go to symmetry world. So now, there we go. That's really weird. You'd think object would work fine. It might be because I have a bunch of transformations. So if I, again, if I just freeze my transformations and then I go to world, then that probably, or object, then that would probably work. Yeah, yeah, it's because I had a bunch of transforms. So Maya's just like freaking out, not knowing what the hell's going on. Okay, nope, no questions. Okay, so let's continue on here. Let's scale this up, something like that, and let's crease some of these edges. Let's see, do I need to crease those edges? It looks pretty soft, so let's, if I press 3 right now, Let me see, so that's like that. So if I crease this edge here, then I crease this edge. What we'll need is we'll need another, so I'm gonna, we'll go back, edge split, not where that was. Let's see, edge split, where is that going? Okay, come on. Split. So now X symmetry is doing some weird stuff now. So I'm just gonna delete history. It's doing it on the other side, it's not doing it on this side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off X symmetry, or I'm gonna turn off symmetry. I'm gonna just do it on both of these sides. Okay, and then I'm just going to press 3. So this is kind of bumped out. So I'm just gonna select both of these. Symmetry in Maya is still kind of awkward. I mean, I'm sure and I'm hoping that they fixed a bunch of that stuff in the new Maya. But yeah, it still looks like it's doing some awkward stuff. So I'm just gonna scale that out here. And feel like this and this might. Okay, there's got to be another reference. So let me check out my other references to kind of see how that looks on the side here, or on just different angles, right? So I'm noticing on other reference images that they don't even have that. So I might not even, it's, oh, so the little shield thing behind it is just kind of like a hook to keep the sword up. That's not actually part of the sword. See, so thank goodness I checked. Okay, so let's do this part here then. Okay. So that's how that looks like. Well, I just wasted a bunch of time, but it's okay. It happens. So let's go cube. Start building this up. So we're gonna have to do something like, so we're gonna reverse it here. It looks like there's like some sort of ball or something on the end there. So we'll do that in a sec. Multi-cut tools, and then just gonna go like this, just kind of get this shape kind of blocked in. So that's the center, so I'm just gonna continue with that center line. Just gonna align, make sure that we're in world, make sure that we're in attribute editor. Well, what is going on here? Make sure my move tools are all reset properly. I don't have symmetry on, do I? No, I don't have symmetry on. There we go. That was weird. Okay, so then now we're gonna scale this up. Gonna move versi here, and then here we have some sort of like ball thing. So we might need to create something custom for that. How do we do this? Let's see here. So what we can do a couple things. Let's go multi-cut. Let's do something like this. Let's grab this here. Let's extrude that. Bring this down, something like this. And then what we can do is, so now if I turn that into a 3, I'll do that, which is not really the right shape. So what I'll do is I'll add a multi-cut here, just to kind of give it more of that. I'm also going to multi-cut over here as well. So 50% cut there. What we can do is we can flare this out a bit, right? And then now if you go like that, it'll kind of give you something more like that. Let's go to the face mode. I'm just going to select these faces here. Just going to scale these out to kind of match what it probably would look like on the sword. So kind of like that. F8 to go to object mode. I'm going to go to 3 for sub D mode. I'm going to go 1 for this. I'm going to select this here. Just going to scale this up a tad bit. Something like that maybe. Okay, so there we go. So now let's look at the reference here. So it kind of like hooks in or whatever. So we can do, let's go to X-ray mode and let's go to side view. So obviously this stuff needs a little bit of tweaking. I'm going to turn my soft select radius down a little bit. I'm going to start massaging some of this stuff here. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I won't use that. Let's just massage it manually. So let's kind of get the shape. Let's kind of get the shape going. All right, kind of like that. I also see this probably needs another edge, so just put another edge there. Pump that up. So now let's look and see what we have. Let's look and see what we have. No more X-ray mode. So that's starting to look a little bit better. This edge here is starting to look a little bit meh. And then this needs to look more like a ball. So I either have to take one of these. I might have to take this and the other side and maybe flail it out a little bit more. Right, just like that. And then I believe maybe even these edges here might have to be scaled up. No, maybe this needs to be scaled up a tad bit more. Kind of look like a little ball. Maybe this needs to be scaled in. So it looks kind of like that. So yeah, so something like that might be okay. And then what I'll do here is I need to delete that there. This over here has a hard edge, so I'm just going to crease that edge. This one I'll crease a tad bit, crease a little, and for, oh, I forgot to delete the other side, so I'm going to delete that there. I'll just crease both these together again so that they're the same crease strength. Not that it matters, I don't think. I think in ZBrush it's gonna reset all that anyways, but just in case. It looks like this would kind of go almost all the way around. So I'm just gonna crease this all up. And then we're going to, because even these edges here look like they would be creased, so I'm just gonna crease that up. Yeah, so something like that. So right now we have this. So now let's mirror this over. Let's go to options. This is mirror to the X axis or minus axes on the X. There we have it. So now we have this kind of sword going on here. Let me check up on chat, see if anyone's chatting. No chat. Okay, so now we're gonna work on this stuff. So that'll be fun. So that'll be fun. So let me just quickly save. All right. So next up is this little cylinder part. It's pretty simple. So we're gonna just go cylinder. I'm gonna go to my side view here. And we're gonna create this. And like I said, it's pretty simple. Nothing too crazy here. We do want to make sure that any polys that aren't being used, I delete. I also feel like this cylinder definitely doesn't need to be at the strength that it's at. Could probably be like a 12er, because if I press, sorry, no, not 3, because if I press 12 here, and then I go to 3, it gives me a pretty decent cylinder anyways. So I mean, let's go 8. Let's go 8, because even 8, I think, oh no, not 3, 8, 3 gives you a decent one, and if not, then we can always redo this. This is not that important right now, so I'm just gonna delete that, and this will need okay, so we're just gonna bring this into here. We're gonna go like this, get this in here. Let's scale. So scale wise, I think we're good on, which front are we good? I think we're good on this front. So we need to scale it up like that. Scale it up like this. Alright, so if we go like that, and then we just need to crease these edge here, and then now we kind of have something like that. Okay, and if I go to make sure that everything's aligned, looks like everything's aligned. This thing does have like a little hump to it, so if I really want to make this accurate, so again, I'm making sure that I'm lined up on the right side. So up on the right side, and then this one, I'm gonna bring this all the way up to here. I'm going to multi-cut, bring this in. What happened? Okay, that's weird. Multi-cut, bring that in. Let's move these verts up, and then let's bring this in a little bit more, so it's kind of like curving. See how it's curving in like that? Cool, cool, cool. And then I also think from my, let's look at more of these references, it kind of, so from the looks of that, it looks like it bumps, it kind of bumps up and then back down. So let's do that. It looks like it's also like welded in. So what I have here might not actually be completely correct. So what I do, or what I should do here, is that it should be like almost coming right up to it. And then I'm actually going to, so this should be kind of like that. Let's take a look. There's that one image that's really good here. This one. Yeah. So I'm gonna put in another loop. Like right here. And this is just gonna kind of bring this up a tad bit. Something like that. Yeah. Cool. Okay, it's gonna quickly save. And then now we have the handle. So what I can do with the handle is I can okay, let's just do it separately. Let's just do it separately. Why not? Let's just do it separately. Why not? For now, let's just do it separately for now. Cylinder. Might just be easier to do it separately. I've been burned before doing everything So I was like, no, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go 10 maybe. And let's just scale this up. So let's do something like that. And then let me just quickly remove the caps on these, because both of let me just, oh man, all of my hotkeys are gone. I don't know what happened to my hotkeys. So I gotta really go back and take a look at what happened to my hotkeys. Oh, maybe that's why. Let me see. Windows preferences, hotkey editor. Might be my workspace thingy. Let me see. Yeah, okay, there we go. So it's just something weird happened. I guess when I made a new program or a new project, it might have just deleted it. Maybe. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Continuing on here. So let's see. I'm just gonna do that. Control Z. There we go. See, now everything's so much quicker. I'm just gonna delete this here. So now what I can do, let me see if this is gonna work or not. Turn this back on. Let's scale on this axis here. If I put a twist on this, deform, where is the twist? Twist. Wrinkle, not wrinkle. Pretty sure I have notes on here on that. So let's see, twist, multicast, twist, deformer, deform, nonlinear twist, deform, nonlinear twist. So now if I twist, I don't see it being twisted. There we go. So if I twist this, I might be able to get a decent, so if I do something like that, kind of like line it up a little bit. Yeah, so we can do something like that. And then what I can do now, so I'm just gonna delete history. I can also go back to my deformers, and then I can go to lattice. And then in my lattice, what I can do, if I just turn off this, let's go back to my lattice. Let's go maybe 2, and then I can go to my lattice points, and then I can scale these in. Right, so I can scale this in like this, and then I can also now go back to object mode, delete history, get rid of all that stuff, and then I can also move, or I can go back to object mode and just move the pivot point to the bottom, and then I'm just going to scale this up so it crashes in like that a bit more. There we go. Okay. So now we probably don't need the edges on this axis here, so I'm just going to delete the, ooh, nope, I do need it. Okay, never mind. So if I go like that right now, so what happens if I select these edges right now and I crease them? Okay, so this is, okay, this shouldn't affect it. If I go like that, then we get something like that. Obviously we will pillow it, right, make it look a little bit more pillowy, but obviously this is not going to work. So let me just take a look at the handle here. I guess the handle isn't a perfect cylinder like I thought it was. It's got like a little bit more of a flattened cylinder kind of look to it. So my perceptions deceive me. So it's a little bit more like that. So I can just go back to my deformers and use my lattice tool. Do the same thing, just go to 2 divisions and just go to lattice. I can just quickly scale this in, right? And then also scale this in as well. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a taper, just kind of like that. And then what I'll do is I'll delete history. I need to crash this through again, so I'm going to crash this through. And then I'm going to go back to my front view, just kind of crash this through, and we're good to go. Now we gotta make this pillowy. That's the problem here, is that's not pillowy enough. So if I want to pillow this, I'm gonna just add multi-cuts. Oh my god, what's going on here? Add multi-cuts to these. Oh my god, this is not. There we go. And then I'm going to take these middle edges and I'm going to just bring them up a bit. All right, so I'm just gonna let's see, shift, right click, transform component. I'm gonna move them on the Z, something like that. So now we have a little bit more of a pillowy kind of look. Now I also feel that these don't match. Like if I look at the reference, the pillowiness of this is a lot. Like it looks like it would be a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to have to redo this. It's okay, it's always better to redo it early on instead of later on. I mean, I can always sculpt this too, like sculpt that in. Do I want to? That's the question. It's gonna take a lot of time if I do that. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? I don't think that it's worth it doing it like that. Okay, let's just move this to the side as a backup. Let's redo this. So cylinder, we're gonna go 8, I think we said, right? And then we're gonna go height 8 as well. We're gonna scale this bad boy up a tad bit, go into here. We're gonna stretch this out, and we're gonna redo this with a lot of the learnings that we have had here. Something like that. Let's bring this a little bit closer. Bring this up like that. Okay. We're going to scale this in a lot more, and we're going to taper that later. Okay, so now we're going to do the deform. We're going to do the twist, nonlinear twist. Let's do the twist here. Start angle. Whoa. How come it's not working the way that it did before? Why? Oh, it's the top. Shoot. Shoot. Let's delete. Okay, no. Undo. It's probably because I have these tops selected, or these tops are kind of forcing these polys to kind of stick together. So we're gonna delete that. This, go to this. We're going to deform, twist. So let's twist this. No, that's still causing issues. It's probably because this needs to be a perfect cylinder. Again, lots of troubleshooting here. Sorry. Okay, so if we go like this, and now if I do the twist, let's see. Deform, nonlinear, twist, start angle. Yeah, there we go. So that's why. Okay, so now we have that. Let's just quickly see how this is looking like here. So this needs to be okay, so maybe the cap just needs to be 6. Now let's go deform, twist. Now let's see how this looks. It's looking about the same. Okay. I think it's one of those things where it's like, eh. This is gonna look fine. Cool. Now if I want to pillow this a little bit more, I can just again transform component. Oh shit, what am I doing? No, that ain't gonna work. If I want to pillow these ones, what I can do is I can just transform these more inwards. So transform component. Oh no, not detach component. No, what am I doing? Transform component. There we go. And then if I want to bring these in, I can. Something like that. If I wanted to make it more. Now that just looks too sharp. No, not a fan. There we go. This is fine. Obviously, for the low poly, I can just for the low poly, it's just gonna be like this. But for the high poly, this is pretty good. Okay, cool. So let's just save this right now. Let's get rid of anything. So this is like the, I don't know what this is called. Blade handle connector. Sure. And then we have let's just call this part 2 maybe. Probably should get to know these. Handle, and then this is going to be the line piece. So let's just quickly block that in, and then we'll bring it to go Z. So let's go with another cylinder here. For now, obviously this isn't a full-on cylinder, but the neck is a cylinder, so we're going to do that with the neck. All right, and then again, we don't need to be such a high poly. Let's just go maybe for an 8, because if you go 3 on that, it looks fine. And then what we'll do, because again, let's go something like, let's go all the way to the top. Go object mode. We'll probably need both ends of these, so I'm just going to quickly crease both edges here. We're just going to crease these bad boys up. Go like that. Cool. So now we're going to go side view again. We're just going to add some. What's going on? So now if I go something like this, just kind of get this kind of blocked in. Again, focusing on the right side, being accurate. Kind of like that. And I need to put one more right here just to kind of, oh my god, this mouse is just not cooperating with me today. So we're gonna do something. So it's gonna curve in. So we're gonna have to curve it in like that. So let's curve this in like that. But we're gonna need to put another multi-cut tool right here. Okay, and then we're gonna select in this little small dinky screen another one of these bad boys here. Okay, so I want to take a look at some of this. So this kind of integrates pretty good into there, but I'll do that in ZBrush. And then obviously the most important part of this is the nose. The nose and the mouth. The nose and the mouth need to come out. Need to come out like this. Oh yeah. Now, how big? It's not too big, so don't go too crazy. I'm gonna move this one, move these out. It kind of looks kind of like that. Kind of has that like dog nose kind of thing. Yeah, so it's not too much, so I have to be very careful here not to have too much of it come out. Now I need to look at the back too, right? No one ever sees the back of this thing, that's why it's so, there we go. So it also kind of extrudes out as well from the back. So for this I'm not going to extrude it, I'm just going to move it out like this, and then I'm just going to move these kind of in more like that. I'm going to use vertices actually, just kind of mucker with this. So it kind of looks like that. And again, when I start sculpting this, it's gonna look a little bit different as well. Hold on, this is not looking, this looks like it should pop out a little bit. And then this needs to kind of come in and up, in and then up. Something like that. Maybe I will bring this out just a tad bit more. Again, I'll be sculpting this anyways in ZBrush, so me going into this much detail is probably not, you know, probably not worth it right now, to be honest. There we go. So let's get into this big view here. So again, it looks like a dinosaur or something, but it'll get there. It'll get there. Cool. So yeah, so let's just quickly, so this is the wolf head or something, I'll call it. And then we'll just save. And then what we'll do is, let's just go Z. Did that work? I don't know if that even worked. Or did my Maya just crash? Nope, it's loading. It's loading. So I'm not going to bother UVing this for right now, just because when I start sculpting some of this stuff, the little poly might change, so then I'll have to re-UV it. So I'm just going to keep it the way that it is for now. So I'm just kind of Gaussian this as a kind of a quick preview of how this is going to look, and then eventually I need to actually create the sheath that this kind of goes into. So that would be the next step. Cool. Going nuts. Going nuts. Subtools, everything's in here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so if I just draw this out, it's huge right now. Holy crap, why is it so big? Okay, so there it is. Let's go with matte cap gray. Oh, matte cap gray. That's how it looks like right now. If I turn sub Ds on all this stuff, it will look even cooler. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so I need to, so this is good for me to see, right? Obviously this is not connected properly, and this needs another edge loop of some sort over here. So that's really good to know. So what I'll do is I'll just add another edge loop here, so that it stays. And then for this handle, now we know that this is not merged properly. So we're gonna merge verts. There we go. So now if we go back and I can do this in ZBrush as well, but just so much easier for me to do it here. Go back to GoZ. So this is the new one. What the hell, did I miss something? GoZ. What the hell is going on here? Okay, close. Close ZBrush. ZBrush acting weird. Yeah, I have to figure out, maybe I need to, like, if I shoot it back, what I like about GoZ is the fact that it keeps my creases. For me to have, I mean, I could go back and, like, in ZBrush, like, put my creases where I want it to go, but it's just like an extra step that you don't really want to do if you don't have to, right? So I don't know, maybe because I had a bunch of subtools on, it just wasn't happy. So let's just try. Yeah, there we go. Just acting weird. Okay, so now if I go into here, please GoZ. Okay, so for some reason it comes in as a separate subtool, so I can easily just append and then go append and then, oh my god, append, go here and then just append again and then go for the handle. So I can just do that, it's not too bad. So again, just knowing the ZBrush tools now, and the program's so much better from just watching tutorials and just doing little mini projects have really paid off. So I'm just gonna go, whoa, what happened? Why does that do that? Why do you do that? Okay, so obviously this hand or this blade, if I shift D, same with this one too. So this blade thing here. So if I want to, I can just go to W, Alt, just click here, reset, just reset. No, and then I can just move this down and then just scale it up, or this, just scale this up. Right, we just go something like that, right? And then that's fine. For the wait, Shift D or D. If I go to the blade, let's go Shift F. Let's go solo mode. So it's missing that extra edge there. So if I go to BZM, and then I go and I create an insert. Just go insert. Oh my god! I just want the edge, guys. I just want the edge. Insert edge. Perfect. Oh my god! Please. I'm just gonna do something like that. So now if I go, it will actually keep its spot. So now if I just go like this, oh, no, get out of solo mode. So now you'll see that it's fine. Okay, so there we have it. So now there we have it in ZBrush. Now let's go save as. Oh no, let's maybe not do that. Let's go Z. Don't show again. Not installed. 3D Studio Max not installed. Not installed. Sculptris not installed. My file saved. What does that mean? What does this mean? Okay, well, that didn't work. Cool. So Go Z kind of works, kind of not works. That's not cool. Okay, did this work? I think this might actually had worked. Because now if I go here, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, there we go. So it did work. I don't know why it did that. It's super weird. But yeah, so there's the sword so far. I'll probably continue working on this at lunchtime, and yeah, it should be fun. Again, next thing I want to do is so now that this is working, I think if I go back to Go Z, is everything okay? Yep, everything looks fine here. Blade connector, there's a double now, so I can just probably don't want to duplicate it. I want to delete it. Delete this. So now I have 5 tools. Everything looks fine. If I shift D the blade, I see that there's. If I shift D, yep, D, cool. So yeah, so hopefully this was useful for somebody, and we'll see you guys again next time.